Kaiju number 8 has arrived. I jumped into this completely fresh, no manga, no nothing. So, did it live up to the hype? Well, it started off about as well as it could have. If you watched the Crunchyroll live edition like I did, then you know the countdown they had with the red and the sirens going on as it got closer to the release hour was epic. It literally gave me goosebumps. It set the scene so well. And then we opened with a big kaiju attack with awesome visuals, and it really set the stage for this episode. We kick things off with the female Levi Ackerman, Mina Ashiro, basically using a giant kaiju bazooka to take down this kaiju. And the funny thing that I didn't expect to come out of this is that you have to do a lot of cleanup when there's a monster that gets destroyed in the city. It had never occurred to me that kaiju janitor was a position that would happen, and that's where our main character Kafka comes in. Speaking of, can we talk about how terrible that job would be? Cleaning up kaiju guts and remains and then having to do the intestine gig would be one of the worst jobs you could possibly have. The first thing that surprised me about this episode was how much downtime we got with Kafka to see into his inner thoughts and his mindset. We learned that he wanted to join the Defense Force, but he couldn't pass the test, so he gave up, even though he's plenty competent to that. And when Ichikawa gets introduced, we see that he has the exact opposite mindset, and he'll never give up. And the rest of the episode basically centers around their relationship growing and that whole thought process around giving up. Kafka and Mina were childhood friends, and they essentially made a bet to see who could be the cooler member of the Defense Force. A kaiju strikes, Kafka saves Ichikawa before Mina has to sweep in and save the day, and Kafka and Ichikawa end up in the hospital. And I'm gonna be honest, the second thing that surprised me, I thought for sure they were going the Attack on Titan route and that kaiju was gonna eat Kafka, and then something would happen and he'd become a kaiju. Nope, I was wrong. He's feeling the regrets of not living up to his dreams. And then Ichikawa tells him something. He says, "It was really cool that you saved me." And that kind of brought that whole moment home. You could tell that it meant something to him. So now it looks like Kafka's on a path to go with Ichikawa and join the Defense Force. He's got his motivation back, he's competent, looks like they're gonna go through this together, right? Well, not exactly. In the hospital, another kaiju pops up and just jumps down his throat. And all of a sudden the title of the episode is realized. The man who became a kaiju. Talk about a twist. Except he's still completely coherent. He hasn't lost his senses or anything. He's just a monster now. Oh, and Mina, who didn't seem to remember him when she saved him earlier, we see that she does in fact remember him. She's kind of jaded about it, and now she's coming for him because she's been alerted of a kaiju in the area. So yeah, as far as setup goes, I am completely satisfied with how this worked out. We already have 3 interesting characters, we have a good understanding of Kafka's mindset and motivations, and we have 2 major conflicts set up right off the bat. I have no idea where this is going to go, but I'm so excited that this lived up to the hype and that we've got a lot of episodes to go. I can't wait to see where this goes. Lastly, if you liked this video, leave a comment below and you may get a shout out in next week's video.